My name's Calvin Waite, and I trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for a living. Today I wanted to do a quick follow-up on VeChain. So I'm on the weekly chart, and we had spoken about this level way about a week ago or so, where we had this really nice support, and then we fell through it. We had resistance here. We kind of had more resistance on that same level. And then most recently, we finally, after a few weeks, broke through. And now we're in this kind of strange limbo. But every time you have a decent resistance that we've struggled through and we finally break it, most often it turns to support. And I kind of wanted to talk about what this move might look like. So I'm going to switch back over to daily, and we're going to take a look at sort of how this chart has formed. So when we hit our resistance originally, it was very defined. So this 105, 104 area was very, very specific. And then we fell back, and then we finally broke through, and that's when we went vertical. So the behavior after a move like that, if we go too high too fast, most often we have a bull trap. That happened right here. And so now what does the aftermath look like? And how do we know when the price is going to take a turn and head back up? Because nothing ever goes straight down and just never recovers. That just doesn't happen. There will be some kind of move on the other side of this. But with this being the strongest level in VeChain's history, you better believe we're going to find support here. And I think traders may have preempted the support a little early. In my last video, I said I wouldn't hesitate to buy on 104, but I don't know for sure if we'll get there, because right here we have a bottom at 111, and nope, that's 110. And look at this. Our top here is 110. So traders have been convinced that the support actually belonged to the tip of this move here. So trading can't be an exact science. If everybody did the same thing at the exact same time, it would be so predictable that people would make a move before and negate that gain. So really, trading is a psychological battle. There are themes that come back, and when you have a lot of people doing the same types of things or trading off the same signals, that's where you get a lot of community, a lot of chance to make profits. So now let's look back at this action that we've had most recently. So we had our first taste of support before we came up and had our bull trap, and where we fell to without really very much interruption at all was that exact same level. We had a small bounce, and now our candles have started getting very long. So this is a battle between the bulls and the bears. So these three candles right here are telling us that there might be a change coming. So when we hit this level here, and then we popped back up, this move here is kind of a reduction in the intensity of our slope. So as we kind of level off here, there's kind of a momentum change when we have a couple of these. Now, which one is the real one? That's sort of the question. But right now, if you notice that we've kind of formed a double bottom right here. Double bottoms are indicative of a change in direction. Do we have confirmation yet? No, because we have we have a very specific trend line that's pulling downward. But if we it's sort of the bottoms that kind of dictate where the changes can possibly happen. So I have a hunch that because we're so close to our support and hitting a double bottom, that we're nearing this trend change coming up pretty soon. I want to show you another coin that I believe kind of complements this type of action that we're seeing, and it's in Cardano. So Cardano is in the middle of this kind of long unidirectional move, and then this, nobody can argue that we found support here, but this bounce here was our first sort of, hey, traders are tired of the sell-off and we're about to change directions. It was only our first attempt, and so there was a kind of a small rise, and we came back to our same level, fell through it. Now we've created resistance on that level. But the fact is that we've had a long unidirectional move. Now we're getting choppy. Once we get into the choppy stuff, this is where trends change. It almost never happens that we have a V-shaped change where we'll go a one direction and then suddenly we'll have this V-shaped return. Normally, people have to pump the brakes and then let off the brakes, and then we pump them again and let off, and then finally we get to a full stop, and then we change directions. So Cardano is looking ripe for a change, for a move to the upside. And that is similar to what I'm seeing on VeChain. We've had a long move down. This was our first indication that we've gone too far, and then we're pumping the brakes. Things are starting to get choppy. Double bottom near support. This is starting to look like a pretty good entrance. So keep that in mind. I think VeChain is about to have a directional move in another direction. We haven't touched this line since we broke through it. And long-term support lines are usually support. Long-term resistance lines, if they're broken, they will generally turn to support. So keep watching this. This is definitely where a momentum shift to the upside is building. So I hope that helps you guys, and we will catch you on the next one. Hey, thanks for hanging on till the end of the video. If you liked anything I said, please support the channel by subscribing. If not, feel free to leave a comment and I'd be happy to take a look and make improvements to the channel so it'll be better next time.